You are not lazy, you are addicted, and the drug you are using is distraction. Right now, as you watch this, part of you already wants to check your phone. Part of you is scanning for the next thing, the next notification, the next hit of novelty. You cannot sit still. You cannot finish what you start. You cannot be alone with your thoughts for more than 60 seconds without reaching for something, anything, to fill the void. Carl Jung warned about this decades before smartphones existed. He said that people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. And you have turned avoidance into an art form. This is not about willpower. This is about your unconscious mind using distraction as a defense mechanism against something you are terrified to confront. And until you understand what you are actually running from, you will never break free. Subscribe to CJ Legacy right now, because what I am about to explain will make you deeply uncomfortable, and most people will click away before I finish this sentence. But if you stay, if you actually listen, you will finally understand why you sabotage yourself every single day. The first thing you need to understand is that your distraction is not random. It is strategic. Your psyche is protecting you from something. Jung called this the shadow, the parts of yourself you have disowned, the thoughts and feelings you have labeled as unacceptable. Every time you reach for your phone, every time you open another tab, every time you scroll instead of sitting with yourself, you are running from the shadow. You are running from the discomfort of being present with who you actually are when no one is watching, when you are not performing, when you are not numbing yourself with content. Most people think distraction is a modern problem caused by technology. But technology is just the delivery system. The problem is ancient. The problem is that you have been taught to fear your own inner world. You have been conditioned to believe that productivity, achievement, and constant external validation are what give your life meaning. So when you stop moving, when you stop consuming, when you stop performing, you feel like you are disappearing. The silence terrifies you because in the silence you might have to face the truth about your life, about what you are avoiding, about what you have been postponing, about the gap between who you pretend to be and who you actually are. Here is what happens in your brain. Every time you get a notification, every time you see something new, your brain releases dopamine. Not because the content is valuable, but because novelty itself is rewarding to your nervous system. Your brain is wired to seek new information because in our evolutionary past, new information could mean survival. But now, in a world of infinite content, this mechanism has been hijacked. You are no longer seeking information for survival. You are seeking stimulation to avoid feeling, and the platforms know this. They have engineered their products to exploit your psychological vulnerabilities. Every scroll, every swipe, every autoplay video is designed to keep you in a loop of constant seeking without ever finding. But here is what they do not tell you. The more you feed the addiction, the worse it gets. Not just behaviorally, but neurologically. Your brain physically changes. Your attention span shrinks. Your capacity for deep focus deteriorates. Your tolerance for boredom, for discomfort, for any moment that is not immediately stimulating decreases. You are training yourself to be fragmented, to be reactive, to be controlled by whatever stimulus happens to appear in front of you. And then you wonder why you cannot finish projects, why you cannot stick to goals, why you feel constantly overwhelmed despite doing nothing of actual substance. You need to hear this. Most of what you call distraction is actually dissociation. You are dissociating from your life. You are watching other people live while you scroll. You are consuming other people's thoughts while your own thoughts go unexamined. You are filling every quiet moment with noise because you are afraid of what you might discover in the quiet. Jung said that neurosis is always a substitute for legitimate suffering. Your distraction is a substitute for the legitimate suffering of growth, of change, of facing the parts of yourself you have been avoiding. Let me tell you what you are actually running from. You are running from the realization that you are not living the life you actually want. You are running from the guilt of wasted time, wasted potential, wasted years. You are running from the shame of not being who you thought you would be by now. You are running from the fear that if you stop distracting yourself, if you actually sit with your reality, you will have to admit that you have been lying to yourself, that your goals are not real because you never take action on them, that your dreams are just fantasies you use to make yourself feel better while you do nothing. And here is the trap. The more you distract, the more guilt you accumulate. The more guilt you accumulate, the more you need to distract to avoid feeling it. You are stuck in a cycle where distraction creates the very pain you are using distraction to escape. This is the shadow at work. This is your unconscious mind keeping you safe from change by keeping you addicted to avoidance. Because if you never focus, you never have to fail. If you never start, you never have to face your limitations. If you stay distracted, you can keep telling yourself that you would be successful if you just tried. But you never try. Not really. Not with the kind of sustained focus that actual transformation requires. If you are still watching, you are already doing better than most people. Most people have already clicked away because this is uncomfortable. Because I am telling you the truth about yourself, and truth burns. But if you want to actually break free from this addiction, you need to stay until the end. And make sure you subscribe to CJ Legacy, because this channel exists to help you face the uncomfortable truths that no one else will tell you. Now let me give you the mechanism. The reason you cannot stop is because distraction has become your primary coping mechanism for negative emotions. Every time you feel bored, anxious, frustrated, lonely, or uncertain, you reach for distraction. You have trained yourself to believe that these feelings are problems that need immediate solutions. But they are not problems. They are signals. They are your psyche trying to communicate something important. Boredom is telling you that you are not engaged with what matters. Anxiety is telling you that you are avoiding something you need to face. Loneliness is telling you that you have not cultivated real connection. But instead of listening, instead of sitting with these feelings and letting them guide you, you medicate them with distraction. This is what Jung meant by making the unconscious conscious. Your unconscious is trying to get your attention through discomfort. But you keep shutting it down, keep drowning it out, keep running from it. And the more you run, the louder it gets, until eventually you hit a breaking point. Depression, anxiety, burnout, these are not random afflictions. They are the shadow demanding to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be integrated. Your distraction addiction is a symptom of a much deeper problem. You have lost touch with your authentic self. You are living on autopilot, letting external forces dictate how you spend your attention, your time, your life. The solution is not another app that blocks your phone. The solution is not another productivity system. The solution is facing what you are avoiding. And that requires courage. It requires you to sit in discomfort without immediately reaching for relief. It requires you to be bored, to be anxious, to be uncertain, and to not collapse into distraction the moment those feelings arise. This is called building distress tolerance. This is the practice of staying present with difficult emotions without needing to escape them. Here is what you do. Starting tomorrow morning, you sit in silence for 10 minutes. No phone, no music, no podcast, nothing. Just you and your thoughts. And I promise you, your mind will scream. It will tell you this is a waste of time. It will generate 1,000 reasons why you need to check your phone right now. It will create urgent tasks that suddenly seem critical. This is the addiction talking. This is your defense mechanism trying to protect you from facing yourself. Do not listen. Sit there. Breathe. Notice what comes up. Notice the discomfort. Notice the resistance. Do not judge it. Do not try to fix it. Just observe. Do this every day for 30 days and you will begin to see the pattern. You will see exactly what thoughts, what feelings, what memories you have been using distraction to avoid. And once you see the pattern, once you make the unconscious conscious, you gain power over it. You stop being controlled by it. You stop being a puppet to every notification, every urge, every impulse. You become someone who can choose where their attention goes instead of someone whose attention is constantly being stolen. But it gets harder before it gets easier. When you first stop distracting yourself, you will feel worse. You will feel more anxious, more restless, more uncomfortable. This is withdrawal. This is your nervous system adjusting to the absence of constant stimulation. Most people quit here. They convince themselves that the discomfort means something is wrong, that they are doing it incorrectly, that maybe they just need distraction to function. But that is the addiction lying to you. That is your shadow trying to pull you back into unconsciousness. You have to push through. You have to trust that on the other side of this discomfort is clarity. On the other side is presence. On the other side is the ability to focus deeply, to create meaningfully, to connect authentically. On the other side is the version of you that is not controlled by algorithms, by notifications, by the endless scroll. On the other side is freedom. Jung said that the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But you cannot become who you truly are if you are constantly distracted from yourself. You cannot individuate, you cannot grow, you cannot transform if you are spending your entire life avoiding the inner work that transformation requires. Your distraction addiction is keeping you small. It is keeping you safe. It is keeping you stuck in patterns that you have outgrown but are too afraid to leave behind. And here is what most people do not realize. Distraction is not just stealing your time. It is stealing your identity. Every hour you spend scrolling is an hour you do not spend building skills, creating work, developing relationships, pursuing goals that actually matter to you. You are not just wasting time. You are wasting the opportunity to become someone. You are choosing to be a passive consumer instead of an active creator. You are choosing to watch other people's lives instead of living your own. If you have made it this far, you are ready to change. You are ready to face the shadow. You are ready to break the addiction. So let me give you the final piece. You cannot just remove distraction. You have to replace it with something. You have to fill the void with practices that actually nourish you, that actually build the person you are trying to become. Deep work, physical training, creative expression, real conversation, silence, reflection. These are the practices that transform you from a distracted, fragmented, reactive person into someone who is focused, integrated, and intentional. Start small. Protect 1 hour tomorrow. Just 1 hour where your phone is off, where you are completely focused on one meaningful task. Not multitasking. Not half-focused while you check notifications. Fully present, fully engaged. Do this every day, and then expand it. 2 hours, 3 hours, until you have reclaimed your attention, your focus, your life from the algorithms that have been controlling you. This is the work. This is what Jung meant by individuation. This is what it means to stop being a slave to your unconscious patterns and start becoming a conscious creator of your life. And if you want more content like this, if you want to continue this journey of transformation, subscribe to CJ Legacy right now. Because this channel is dedicated to the uncomfortable truths, to the shadow work, to the deep psychological transformation that actually changes lives. Not quick fixes, not motivational platitudes, real work, real growth, real freedom. You are addicted to distraction because you are terrified of yourself. But the self you are terrified of is not your enemy. It is your salvation. It is the part of you that knows what you actually want, what you actually need, what you are actually capable of. And it has been waiting for you to stop running. It has been waiting for you to turn around and face it. Today is the day. Right now is the moment. Stop scrolling. Stop avoiding. Stop wasting your one precious life on distraction. Face yourself, own yourself, free yourself. This is how you win.